Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Friday sit rep. First things first, there's a Mad Minute sale running all the way through Monday, so you can use that promo code MADMIN, save yourself 20% on pretty much everything online and in stores. We also have one heck of an epic drop this Friday. You guys may have noticed from some of the previews yesterday, we have some upgraded perfect caliber brick arms available for the Off-World Dragoon figure pack that we dropped way back on Black Friday. So those came with some brick arms, but not the perfect caliber versions. So we finally got that artwork together and are rolling out the upgrades. So those are all available online for you to select. We also have the U.S. Navy Vietnam War helicopter crew available standalone. Most of those sold out with the Seawolves Huey, so there's not too many terribly left available standalone, but we'll be able to make more batches of those in the future. So if you're lucky enough to snag up one of those, congratulations to you, because you get to use the code to save yourself 20%. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Dan's actually out of the office this week, so we still will hear from him about the Mekong battleship, but we're going to be separated a little bit in that sense, so he'll be doing his own segment. But I wanted to talk a little bit about it before we kick it off to Dan, because this is really just an absolutely incredible build. First things first, comes with a full 11-man crew, all of them incredibly unique minifigures, really some of the best Vietnam figures I've ever seen us do. As an owner of the ACAV crew pack and the Swift boat as well, you know just the variety that can be packed in to some of those crew packs, and this one is absolutely no exception. Really, really cool. As for the build itself, it's got tons of play functions, opening doors, spinning turrets, all that kind of stuff, even like armor plates that move up and down, which is awesome to be able to see. And then even cooler, Mare Island, our Vallejo location, was actually one of the locations for the training of the Brown Water Navy, if you're familiar with the Vietnam War. And then our friends at the Naval Heritage History and Heritage Command actually have a nice little PDF book available about the history of some of the Brown Water Navy. So we've included a link on the product page for that as well, because I thought it was interesting. So I thought you guys might think it was interesting as well. So pretty cool to see that rolling out in that fashion too. So like I said, absolutely awesome build, but who wants to hear me talk about it? Let's hear more from the guy who built it. So I'll kick it on over to Dan.
We're taking a quick look at the Vietnam War U.S. Navy Ironclad Monitor, one of four basic Riverine, heavy Riverine monitor types used by the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War. These were specially made by recycling old Korean War vintage LCM, landing craft mechanical LCM 6s. You could almost not even tell that this was once a landing craft, but the basic hull it's been added this actual spoon bill, like an actual boat. They took off the ramp in the front, added a regular boat bow to it. The on the sides here, they have bar armor. They took the standard LCM 6, added bar armor, which is basically spaced armor, to the outside. It's about 16 inches off the hull. The whole point is to pre-detonate any shaped warhead charges like RPG 7, stuff like that, because those could penetrate heavy armor, much heavier than it would be on any boat that would be sitting in a river. But by having this spaced armor, they hoped, and it actually worked, that they could defeat these shape charges. It's basically rebar welded into a cage. They're built in sections so they can be replaced if any are damaged. And then there's a polyurethane blocks in between the bar armor and the actual armored side of the hull. Kitties, be nice. So the foam in between the bar armor helps with the armor system, but it also helps with buoyancy, because with this so much armor added, these LCMs, they really sit low in the water, much lower than they would empty. They did outfit them. The monitors were basically the battleships. They were the fire support boats of all the four types. They were the most heavily armed and armored. Up in the front here, in this Mark 52 turret, there is a 40 millimeters cannon. It's basically a Bofors anti-aircraft gun. They have also in that turret, there's a 50 caliber. I don't have the Brick Arms 50 caliber barrel, which will actually be in the kit, but you can see where that barrel would be. This gun is fully posable. There is actually seats inside this turret. You can actually fit the crew inside of there, and does have the 40 millimeter shells in there. Behind it is a 81 millimeter mortar. This is the same mortar that was on the Swift boat we did. It's a slightly different build. This doesn't have the coaxial 50 caliber on it. It's just the mortar. There'd be a crew in this pit here. This mortar could basically fire 360, turn all the way around, fire in any direction as needed to support the troops on the ground. They're also in this pit, there would be 250 caliber M2HBs. Obviously, you don't have M2HBs here in my temporary studio, so I'm substituting what I do have in their place. So there'd be 250 calibers, 2 M2HBs in there. Probably 2 to 4 guys would be stationed in there. Behind the 81 millimeter mortar is the pilot house. Right now, I have the armor panels up. Because I'm holding the phone, I can't actually put them down while I'm recording. But there's a guy behind here. They moved the pilot house from the back of the LCM up into the middle. This also will have bar armor. I don't have enough of these grill tiles to build it, but that's where they would be. They'd be covered. And right here where this plate is, there will be a life ring. I just don't have those printed parts or the parts to make it. So directly behind the pilot house, a part of the deck house, you have 2 turrets. These are Mark 50 turrets, and inside would be an M2HB. They're independently operated, so there'd be a guy inside. There actually is a guy inside. He's down in there. You can't really see him, but yeah, there's a guy inside this turret. On the actual, there will be a 50 caliber barrel, brick arms barrel, and then behind that is a Mark 51 turret, which has a 20 millimeter cannon in it. So that will have a roof on it. I just don't have enough pieces to put the roof on it. And then on the fantail here, this here is on every one of the different river monitors. I don't have the hoist or a string yet, but it will be there. It's basically a chain winch or a cable winch, and they would drag a chain with various angle irons welded to it. And the purpose of that would be to snag wires, anything hidden in the water that would be used to damage the flotilla or any other American craft. So they would actually do anti-mining operations before any riverine operations, and they want to get rid of any command detonated mines that could be used to sink these ships remotely. So they would go through every one of the monitors, every one of the riverine craft have this gear, and you'd be assigned to go basically cut wires prior to any action, and the monitors, like all the others, all have the same equipment. So the monitors, being the battleship, the support ships, they weren't the most numerous in the riverine fleet. The ATCs being a armored troop transport craft, that would be more numerous, but the monitor looked cooler. I thought it would be a good place to start. If this is successful, we could do an ATC, maybe a ATC Mod 5 with a helicopter pad on the roof of the well deck, but we'll see if there's enough interest first. So starting out with the monitor, and hopefully we'll be moving on and doing some more fun, cool, and very, obscure at this point, not really well known riverine craft. If you're looking for more information on this stuff, there's a couple of really good books. The U.S. Navy and Vietnam War Illustrated History by Edward Maralda is a great book. And then it's the Vietnam Ironclads. It's just awesome. It's by John Carrico. Both of these books are highly recommended. I really, if you're really interested in the Ironclads, this has almost everything you need to know. Great resources, and really helped me put this model together. So there it is. It's about 2,400 pieces. There will be 11 unique figures. It's going to be a fun kit, and hopefully you'll like it.
All right, Brick Maniacs, that'll just about do it for me here on a Friday. A couple of things I wanted to say, though. Like I was talking about last week, we're already rolling out plans for our summer and spring events. So we do have those noted on the February calendar as well as the yearly calendar. So if you either download it or get it in your order, or you already own a copy of the 2023 yearly calendar, make sure you got those dates marked if you want to see us while we're out on the road at either Brick Fair, Virginia, or World War Brick, or out in California to celebrate the anniversaries of both those stores, because we're looking forward to hitting the road and seeing the fans whenever we have chance. If we spend too long cooped up here at the HQ, things tend to go a little, so it's good for us to get out on the road every once in a while. In addition to that, I know there's been a lot of questions. I see YouTube comments, Instagram comments all the time asking about either the return of specific digital instructions or the continued release of new digital instructions. So I just wanted to take a quick second to address that. Originally, what happened with some of the ones that were previously available no longer being available was we had to renew our licenses for 2023. You got to read through those contracts and all that kind of fun stuff. Basically found out that we needed to pull those off the site in order to make sure that we were meeting what the licensors expect from our participation in that partnership. And then additionally, with some changes here going on at the HQ to the crew, and then ultimately just taking a look at the work we'd had to put into the digital instructions versus the amount of them that were actually moving, it quite frankly just wasn't very profitable. And so we decided to put a stop to that endeavor. One, because we didn't want to put the effort into necessarily creating more of them at this time. And then two, because we already have a pretty sizable library. I mean, if you were to go through and build everything we have on digital instructions, it would take you quite a while, even just waiting for the Bricklinks and Pick-a-Brick orders to show up to be able to do so. So there is still a sizable amount available, but just to put an end to it, what is available now is what will be available for the foreseeable future. Trust me, if we ever decide to bring them back in a regular fashion, or if we have some special occasions that may lead to us dropping a set of digital instructions, we will make sure to let you guys know. But as of now, you can let people know in the comments if they don't watch this video, there is a pause on all of those, and the ones that were removed will not be returning to the site. So that's just the way it's got to be. But I figured I'd let people know here in this video because I've seen a lot of questions, like I said. So that'll do it for me here on a Friday. As always, hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching.